Tough spot.
So to make this sensory play, you are going to need quite a few things. If you haven't got certain things, it doesn't matter because there's quite a lot going on, so you won't miss it if certain bits are not there. I am going to use a tough spot. If you haven't got a tough spot, that really doesn't matter. You could just use a place on the floor, you could put a tablecloth down just to keep the floor clean, or you could use a paddling pool that doesn't have water in it. Anything like that is absolutely fine. I'm then going to use a round tray. Again, if you don't have a round tray, that really doesn't matter. You could just use a Tupperware or a baking tray, anything like that is completely fine. And then the next thing that is most important really is some sand. So you can see in here I've got a bag of sand. Now this is actually edible sand because my little boy puts everything in his mouth. If you want to make some edible sand, that's really, really easy. You just need a box of crackers, any crackers, and put them in a blender and whip them up, and they come out as edible sand. If you don't have a blender, put them in a bag, whack them with a rolling pin, and you've got edible sand. The next thing is a couple of rockets. If you might have some toy rockets in your house, you might have some craft rockets that you've made before, or like me, you might be going to your recycling and getting some cardboard and making some rockets. These ones are quite basic. I'm sure you guys could be much more creative and make some super cool rockets if you don't have any in your house already. Another thing that might be really fun is if you have any spacemen toys. This is actually, it's a stress ball. I don't know if you guys know what a stress ball is, but it's a spaceman, so I thought that was rather appropriate. I also have some alien and spaceman figures, so I'm going to use those. So basically, go through all your toy boxes in your house and anything spaceman, alien, rocket related, bring them over, they'll be great. I've got a couple of scoops to use. If you don't have scoops, you can just use spoons from your kitchen, that's completely fine. Egg boxes, go to your recycling, do you have some egg boxes? If you don't have any egg boxes, just any small containers, completely fine. I decided I wanted to make some moon rocks. Now, to do that, you freeze pebbles in an ice cube tray. But instead of freezing pebbles, I actually cut up some grapes and cut some grapes in half and froze grapes because, as I said earlier, my little boy puts everything in his mouth. So, moon rocks. And then I wonder if you can ask your grown-ups permission and have a look in your kitchen and see if you can find anything, something like lentils. They're a nice orange, I've got some orange lentils, and I've got some green lentils, or I've got couscous here, or rice, or pasta, anything like that would be great. The final thing we need that is really quite fun, I'll need to move out the way for you guys to see this one, is some sort of silver foil. This is just a foil blanket, but if you haven't got a foil blanket, you can just use tin foil from your kitchen. Okay, I know that was a lot to remember. I'll put a list of the items on the screen and pause the video and go and find them. Go! Okay, hopefully you managed to find everything that you need or make things that we need and get it all in a pile ready to go. We are now going to construct the sensory tray together. The first thing we're going to do is cover your tough spot or your area of the ground with the tinfoil. Locate your circular tray and place it in one of the corners of our sensory space. Next up, we've got the sand. Open your bag of sand and pour it in your circular tray. Pat it down so it's nice and flat and fills the space. This is now your moon covered in moon sand. Grab your rockets and place them where you would like, flying around the moon. If you have any spaceman or alien figures, these can go on the moon along with your scoops. Now you want to get your egg boxes and cut them into either individual or double sections and place them out in the remaining spaces. Now fill all your egg boxes with the different coloured lentils, rice or pasta, whatever it was that you managed to find from your kitchen. Be sure to ask your grown-ups permission first. If you have any other space figures that you found, feel free to add them in too. And you want to grab your ice cube tray of moon rocks or frozen grapes and pop them all out and put them in a nice pile. This is going to be your super cold planet. I like to use something like a teaspoon in ice play so you can chip away at the ice to get to the grapes. It's time to play. Have fun!